right now, if Iceman goes for it, he can get a shield break.
There's...
He chooses not to.
You know he wants to hold on to the rush because he's just got such a lead here that it just would... Even if you got the perfect, it's not worth it.
Right. Well,
Oh, good read.
The thing about arms is, in most situations I find you do want to use that rush because you get it back so quickly that it's better to not let your opponent come back. Because we almost saw a whole comeback, right? A half-health comeback off of one choice from Iceman to not use that rush.
That is true. That said, it is still, I guess it's still a really complicated thing to discuss and think about because you do put the risk of Iceman wouldn't have this start. This start is really good.
He has the same start that he had last time without rush. I mean, with how dominantly he was playing, there was no point not to just use the rush and guarantee the round. Instead, he almost risked losing it.
Well, this time though, Replicant does have the Chilla, so he does have this huge lead again, but it might just be because of the fact that he has rush and the fact that now he doesn't have a tribal that he can just kind of eat through.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting to me about Rep's set, pick a lot of redundant elements. Like, he has an ice arm, he has Chilla, or Cool Ring, and he chooses to stack that up with another ice.
It does allow for some really nice options, because that's just more options to keep the ice chain going.
Well, if you ice chain, if you ice with one arm, you can't ice with your left arm. If you ice with your right arm, it just knocks them down. So you don't get to refreeze. If you do a Cooler Ring and then you do a Chilla, you don't get to get a knockdown. But I guess it does open up some extra mix-ups and potential for ice confirms, which are great. I mean, getting a Cooler Ring to grab is something that Replicant labbed a lot, or not, but Redengard, they both have our names, forgive me. Redengard labbed a lot and was showing off before he quit.
Mm-hmm. You can get those stun confirms with the ice element, but you do have to be really close to get those.
Yeah, you have to be pretty quick. You don't have to be as close to get the rush confirms with it, but to get the grab confirms for sure.
And if you do go for the grab confirms, I think even if you're really, really close, if your opponent sees it coming, they might be able to break out of it with a rush. In which case, then you're especially dead.
Yeah. No, you're hit stun long. At close range, there's nothing to break out of it. It's a hit confirm. But I hope we see an intelligent switch from Replicant. His Twin Towers is working fantastically and almost just as well in almost the same situation last time. Or we see maybe do a Midman Ditto. Arm switches on Lola's part could work too. I mean, the Ice Dragon kind of weighs down the Chakram's usefulness a little bit. Not to a point that it's unusable, but to a point that it is not as big of a pressure threat. You just have to deal with it in neutral most of the time. Because if they trying to pressure you, can deal with the Chakram and then react to what they do with Dragon. Because it's so much slower.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like the players have made the decision to go to Mausoleum, or Replicant has at least. It depends heavily on what character he chooses. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be seeing a Lola pop here.
I don't think so either. It'd be very bold to pick Lola again.
Especially on this stage.
This is a stage Lola can work really well on, especially with
well, with the Chakram there, though.
Yeah. But the thing is, on this stage, with the set that Replicant likes to play with Lola, I think dipping into one of his other sets with her would be just as effective as pulling out his Twintel. But instead, the Twintel's come out. I mean, the Twintel did win him the matches alone earlier.
It is a really nice one, too, especially against Min-Min. That Kablammer works way better than I feel like it should against Min-Mins.
Yeah, you know, it was very steelhead beating asking that Nibble to snake a hold. It's so big and it curves so well, but I feel like it deals with Min-Min's movement very well and limits her usefulness with Dragon Arm, just piercing straight through it. Also, Min-Min, I feel like, has a slightly close, I mean, who doesn't, right?
Oh, tries to go for the rush trump, but is not going to be able to land it, as Iceman was just a little bit faster with his initiation, and that's going to be the first round to Iceman. If Replicant was able to land that, that could have been an extremely different story.
Yeah, I think that almost would have been the round.
I don't like he would have had to see it coming a little bit sooner for it to be able to land though. A nice read with the roaster.
Yeah.
And now Replicant holding, or is actually pretty far behind. The trampoline has now been opened up. Iceman gonna quickly leap right over it and finds a nice window to throw in a solid rush. And is now just looking for a stun into grab confirm. And that will be more than enough for him to be able to take Replicant down with a clean 2-0.
This is winners finals, isn't it?
This is winners finals, so we're gonna be.
Would that be best of 5?
Oh yeah, it's best of 5.
Should be best of 5, right?
I'm gonna.
It's okay.
I'm professional, guys.
I've been competing for almost 5 years now. So
I'm a professional. I've got a.
I'm very, very used to all these brackets.
I've got a Bowser hat. I'm professional.
See this Bowser head.
Oh. Yeah. It's
Bowser head.
It's very, very. I actually really like this Bowser. Quick story about him. This Bowser's actually extremely old. Like, back, I think this Bowser came into my life sometime in like middle school.
Yeah.
Looks like. No, yeah, I think that was the final one for this. I'm pretty sure the last thing is best of 3.
Oh, is it all best of 3 the whole tournament? Let me look at the rules. I'm gonna pull up the rules. They're not on the event page. It's whack. Alright.
Yeah, no, it's best of 3. So
did Rifa just confirm that for you?
Just looking at the scores and everything, and how they're waiting to be confirmed and everything still, and they're going to be auto-confirmed. Look, just everything that I see on my end, what my eyes see, they say that this is the case, and that's going to be what happens.
Alright. That's strange. Most brackets do best of 5 for top 3.
There's different rules for different places.
Different strokes for different folks. I will not complain. This sooner that I get to go to sleep.
Yes. Looking over into the loser stuff. Rifa, we might just go over to the losers quarterfinal and stream Rifa versus either Yam or Cuttlefish, whichever one faces off against him. It looks like Eloria was able to take Penzo down 2-0, and we'll be waiting for whoever makes it through the quarterfinal and the losers semifinal.
Right on. I am going to get some water.
Okay.
I will be right back.
I'm just gonna. Do this. Losers quarter finale. There. There's a thing on my head. It's not a thing, it's a Bowser. He's a very precious being. He holds... He's my protector for my Battle.net dog tag. He's a good protector. He keeps it very safe. Let's just look over there. Yeah, it's been confirmed. And it's just loading that. Yeah. Iceman's moved over, Replicant's moved over. Cool beans. Mario must avert. Yeah, he's missing an eyebrow. That's just how old he's gotten. He has one less eyebrow. Look at the little cutie. I love him. He's so precious. He is a good boy. Thank you, Froggy. Do not mind the noise of the toilet. I guarantee you that wasn't me. That was a very aggressive toilet noise. Shout out to toilets.
I have returned. Let me put my headset on, sit down.
So we're gonna... Oh.
What's up?
We heard your toilet.
I did pee.
It was a nice toilet. Alright. So I'll take this moment to talk about the EU challenge again. Let's see, what's going on in there? Yeah, it's a tournament for EU arms. Pretty much anybody in that general area is going to be able to participate. It's going on January 20th. It starts about an hour earlier than today, so 3 p.m. CET. Or if you live in North America, you're not going to be able to participate, but you can watch, and it will be going on. The stream will be on Penzo's Twitch at either 7 a.m. Mountain Time or 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
If it's an hour earlier than they would... No, yeah, at 9 a.m. That's right. For me, this started at 9 because I live in a central time zone.
Yes. You don't... I've learned the ways of the time zones. Alright, we're gonna have Riffa and Cuttlefish as our match here.
Iceman and Replicant, thank you for the awesome matches. Get out, please. Please leave. It was a best of 5? That's what I thought.
Oh, it is a best of 5.
We have another to play, but Smash was set up wrong. That makes sense.
There we go. Let's keep it going then. I can fix it in post. I was not paying attention to the Discord. I am sorry. Replicant, okay. I'm sorry. It's set to Temple Grounds.
Well, we'll correct it in post.
Yes. This was a good moment though. So we'll resume the match.
Good reprieve for Replicant to compose himself.
Hopefully.
I think return to Triblast, Coolerang or Boomerang, it's cooler, is a mistake. I don't think the set is really ever going to work against Grip by Draco. I think Replicant's being incredibly stubborn here. I
can see it definitely working. You just have to have the right approach. Just being patient can definitely work out here. You just it might be a difficult match, but I could definitely see Replicant finding a way to get this to work out. Starting off, Replicant getting the first hit with a uncharged tribal, and now Iceman does not have that dragon arm, is going to be taken down by a charged tribal. Now Replicant with a light lead.
And you know, I guess if you are able to get going, if you are able to stop Iceman from getting Earth 5 and stop him UK friendly cash. If you are able to stop him from
Oh, lands the full rush for 265.
keeping you out, if you can get in like the put pressure on with tribal, I guess I could see it working, but it's just in theory it shouldn't work. And here, Iceman looking to reverse all this momentum that Replicant had, already just putting out Chakram in a way that Lola really has a hard time dealing with.
But Replicant was able just to slow things down enough. We've got 5 seconds left on the clock. Unless Iceman lands this rush, I don't think he's going to be able to take this. And Replicant gonna time him out with a 25% health lead.
Looking back to Sparky, this will help with punching straight through Tribal, but I think the Chakram was the better choice for this matchup.
I think it might have been. It does have a couple of weaknesses though, and Replicant really showed that he just understood what Iceman wants to do with the Chakram, so he was able just to hard counter it and deny it.
It's true. He did have some time to think because of the bracket oopsie. So I guess he found himself and was like, alright, here is how I can beat this group 5 ram that I've been having to fight all bracket. And these two are both UK players. Both play enough that I would guess they know each other's strengths and weaknesses and how to counterplay each other's sets.
Iceman trying to set something up to get some kind of rush confirmed. If he gets a single more hit, that's probably going to be a good opportunity for Iceman to land that rush. Is going to just use it right there, and Replicant is going to safely shield it. Just about ready with a rush of his own. Iceman going to quickly back off. He does not want to feel the wrath of this.
And there was one missed Sparky hit on shield away from a shield.
That's going to be
actually missed the last thing he needed.
That's going to be a disarm. And then Replicant going to choose to use his rush there. Does not get it to connect. With 8 seconds left on the clock, Replicant needs one more hit, and he can take a first round. Iceman is not even going to give him the chance to, though. Chooses to use his rush, and now the score is 1-1.
Yeah, Iceman really wants that fresh, clean 3-0.
My co-commentator is actually Stylo Ren today. For you who was asking Okram. Hi, also.
Starting out pretty strong is a freeze to shock and dock. But Replicant is able to reverse some of that momentum almost immediately, bringing it to an even game.
Iceman still looking for some room to get the Dragon Arm. Thinks he saw a moment, but Replicant just going to quickly throw something out. Keeping the pressure, just making sure Iceman does not have that opportunity.
That was a tragic misplay on Replicant. See, he got the right bounce that he needed to get away from the rush, but he didn't bounce a second to avoid damage. So he just air dashed back thinking he was out. In that situation, a Lolopop should always bounce his because actually, in case you didn't know this, bounce reduces your rush damage that you take by almost half. A nade Kablammer rush will go from being 430 to being almost 300, like just under 300.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is about bounce that does this.
Shield impact just counts as a hit. So if you got your bounce going and it eats the shield, you're fine.
Well, I'm not sure. There's something else that happens too, because if you're in a corner and you get...
Replicant just needs the shield to go for shield here. He's actually safe enough that he could easily just wait things out if he wanted to too. Chooses to get the chip damage.
Oh wow. Yeah, it was so close that I couldn't actually tell who's... the chip damage there was really smart, though, just to ensure that he won.
And after all that, we now have a score of 1-1 or 2-1.
2-1. Replicant looking pretty strong in that game, especially round 1. Iceman might want to switch to one of his other characters, his other sets, to offset this new momentum. But yeah, it's this weird tech that Gore kind of discovered while he was testing out Lola. If you bounce in the corner, you reduce the damage you take from rush almost to like 100.
Oh wow!
Like some of the highest damage rushes in the, he was only getting hit for 190.
Yeah, just shield in general is really effective against rush. Like once you've taken, if it's a mono rush, if it gets any of it eaten by shield, it just all of that burst damage is immediately taken away. Flurry rushes, generally they'll still be able to apply a decent amount of damage, but they do lose a little bit because it's the first 1 or 2 hits that have the most impact.
Yeah. What is the stage for this next?
We're going to be going to the scrapyard again.
Scrapyard again.
Well, first time for this match.
This set, but we did see Iceman take Penzo to Scrapyard. This is interesting. Brett probably should have banned this, but he could either go Twin Tail here and deal with what you can lead, or go Lola here. This is one of Lola's favorite stages. And once he gets any kind of momentum, it'll Iceman keep up. Or alternatively, you could go Min and do a Dragon Battle. There's a lot of options in this situation.
Looks like Iceman is going to be going with Min. Replicant sticking with Lollipop. And moving on to this
game behind? Hold on.
No, I was just reading off a Twitch chat.
Oh, okay.
Because I actually finally opened that, and I'm trying to pay attention to more things.
Showing Urshuk and Tribal. That's interesting. Against the similar set, the Urshuk really didn't do anything for him against Bologna. I don't know if he prefers Urshuk when he's at long range over cool range. I'm not sure what the thought process here is.
Burchuk has some really good defensive capabilities. Not so much as the Funchuk, as it requires you to be in the air. That said,
right.
Replicant definitely plays Lollipop in a way where he is in the air a lot more often.
Right. Well, and every bounce and super dash, everything puts you into the air from the ground pretty easily. Those are really good confirmable.
Safely slips right out of the rush. Doesn't take too much shield pressure damage either.
Yeah, that air dash to shield was very, very good on this part. Doesn't get the confirm there, unfortunately. Couldn't rush if he reacted properly. Hits it anyway, though.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage off a rush. And Replicant right now is holding on to a sizable lead here. Replicant just patiently waiting things out, letting that Chakram just do its course. Iceman really looking for just stun grab confirms, and none of them are making their way to. And Replicant gonna find a nice little window, is able to pierce through, and takes the first round of Scrapyard. Both pillars are now
first
down.
Round of game 4.
Yeah. Both pillars now down. Iceman swapping between the two again. Chooses to go for the Sparky. See if he can get that to work a little bit better for him.
Yeah, it seems like the distance wasn't working as I thought it would. Rep was kind of using that Urshuk to both play the distance game as well as Iceman was, and also to close the gap whenever Iceman overextended. So Sparky's going to be a little safer overall, a little easier to work with when it's not your fun.
That Burchuk is working so well in this matchup. Replicant is just capable of capturing a lot of these jumps that Iceman is throwing out too. And it just feels like he's got such a hard read on what Iceman is doing finally. As all of these moments, there's a lot of points where Iceman is still doing a pretty good job of just pressuring Replicant. But just watching him be so patient, these reads are These plays are just getting out there.
That was a really fantastic bait from Replicant. He put himself into where he shouldn't have been able to get hit, let Tribe out, get knocked down, and then air dashed away from the Ice Dragon before it started up, letting him go over both Sparky and Ice Dragon to the side and get a rush. That was a really interesting match. I really thought that would go pretty heavily in Iceman's favor, but now I see why he didn't ban it.
A lot of it definitely feels like it's coming up to is just Replicant. If I can really see it, he understands what's going on now.
Yeah, he had enough time to think about what he needed to do to change the situation that he was.
Like, these 2 last rounds have been a quite literal spin on a dime.
Yeah, especially from game 1 and 2. Game 1 and 2 were very, very heavily. With game 2 being slightly less than Iceman's favor, just blame on Twintel, but it wasn't enough to really bring it back for Replicant. Now, game 5, sitting on the loser of this is guaranteed 4th place. The winner of this is guaranteed 2nd place.
Some pretty good placements. I do believe that enough money was raised that 3rd place is actually going to be making a bit of money here, so
yeah.
Being able to win this...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Being able to win this, that's just a really comforting place, because not only do you not have to work... You don't have to worry about the bracket reset if you want to win. You're also guaranteed money, even worst case scenario.
Yeah. Did Defer say if they're going to raise the...
There were extra earnings that were brought in, so
go to something else.
Extra money raised on Matcherino will actually be going directly to the players and streamers.
Right.
So if you want to support that and put a little bit of more money into there, go ahead, check out that link and help out. But yeah, right now it's doing pretty good. It's doing good. There's lots of support going on. I believe it is over $200 right now.
Yeah, it was at $235 last time. Yeah. All right, going to Mazo. Iceman switching. Classic Ribbon Girl, still at 2. Going triple explosion Ribbon Girl. That is a set that I like to see. Nade Siki is one of my favorites. I think it's very fun. I'm thinking going to go double Burchuck against. No, okay, going Burchuck Hydra. It's a much smarter choice. So
Rep
that is interesting.
Rep going in with some really good tools against Ribbon Girl, the Burchuck and the Hydra.
And you know, this is a set. Nade Siki is a set that he played for a while, and Nade Homie as well, being his famous Nuka Lola set. But that might have been Tribal's Siki. But he did play. He did also play. We talked about it a bit at Smash and Splash.
He's played all the explosions. Just Replicant equal explosion. Even when Replicant is an explosion.
Yeah.
He's a blast to be around, you could say.
There's a really interesting, really big move. Iceman part. I'm not sure how familiar Iceman is making these really big tomato reads, but he's curving the nade back around.
Oh, that is going to connect for 390.
Yeah, that was just under the maximum damage you get, which is 430. That rush is fantastic. Sometimes I only use the set when I have rush at the beginning of round 3 of a game, just to try and get that confirmed into almost 500 damage.
That rush is capable of a lot. That interaction was pretty interesting too. Rep tried to go in with his, ended up only getting a bunch of chip damage. He's gonna land it this time and gets the finishing touch on it. And that is going to give Replicant the first round. Now, one more win away from being able to move over to the grand finals.
Being guaranteed second place at the very minimum, uses all 6 of however, Iceman doesn't want that to happen. Ted trying to rush confirm or platform for shield pressure playing well for the match. Replicant really not letting him set up at all though.
And just denies him of the entirety of his rush. Starts with a couple of hits from the chip damage, but a single Hydra is going to slip through the cracks, and Iceman's hopes and dreams shatter before him. Replicant, another 330 damage rush. Iceman has to do it in a complete 180.
Can't do a reverse perfect because Rep is sitting on a perfect right now.
He's not going to get that.
Barely doesn't get it because of shield chip, but...
Replicant walking away on the final round with essentially a gentleman's perfect.